Have you ever felt like building wealth is just, I don't know, this closely guarded secret reserved only for the lucky few? You put in the hours, you work tirelessly, and yet, month after month, your financial situation just kind of stays the same. Look, if you're feeling financially stuck right now, I want you to know that you are definitely not alone. But here's the truth we're going to unpack today. Wealth isn't an accident. It's the result of a very specific mindset and a structured set of principles. Think of this explainer as your definitive guide. I'm going to walk you through this structural blueprint to help shift you from being a passive earner into an active wealth builder.
Before we get into the actual mechanics, we really need to address the core paradigm shift of this entire blueprint. The rich don't work for money. They have their money work for them. It's a hugely famous quote by Robert Kiyosaki, and it just perfectly captures the fundamental difference between those who struggle and those who thrive. In this explainer, we're basically going to dismantle everything you thought you knew about earning a living.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is the clear roadmap we are going to use to dismantle these flawed financial teachings. First, the mindset of wealth. Second, the real financial education. Third, assets versus liabilities. Fourth, your personal money machine. Fifth, the rules of money. And finally, escaping the rat race.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the mindset of wealth, breaking the chains of poverty thinking.
So the absolute most important thing to realize right now is that your mind is either your greatest asset or your absolute greatest liability. The thoughts you allow to hang out in your head literally dictate the physical reality you live in. See, poverty isn't just an empty bank account. It's a rigid belief system. Poverty thinking looks at a hurdle and says, I can't afford it, or why is this happening to me? It just waits around for permission from the system. Wealth thinking, on the other hand, asks, how can I afford it, and why not me? It's totally dynamic. It doesn't wait for permission, it finds a way to win within any system. You might be broke today, sure, but that is only your current situation, it is not who you are. The wealthy have been broke before, but they absolutely refuse to think poor.
And this distinction is incredibly vital for one simple reason. Money is the effect, not the cause. This is exactly why we see lottery winners often go completely broke just a couple of years after winning millions. They brought a poor mindset into a rich bank account, and the mindset always wins out in the end. You have to change your mindset first, and your finances will follow for sure. Moving right along to Section 2, the real financial education, beyond the school system. To truly shift our mindset, we've got to question some of the deeply flawed teachings of our traditional schooling. Think about it. The school system was designed with one primary goal: to make you employable. It teaches you to memorize, to follow instructions, and ultimately to just work for money. But it never teaches you how to read a balance sheet or manage cash flow, right? Self-education, however, teaches investing, cash flow, negotiation, and how to make your money work for you. That is exactly why we see doctors with years of prestigious schooling drowning in debt, while self-taught entrepreneurs with no formal degree can retire young and wealthy. A diploma is just a tool, guys. It's not a golden ticket. Because of this reality, you kind of have to adopt a bit of a rule breaker mentality. You must become your own teacher. The wealthy take total responsibility for their own financial education. They read, they study, they seek out mentors. Why? Because they understand that nobody else is coming to save them. Nobody else is going to just teach them how to get rich.
Now for Section 3, assets versus liabilities, the core mechanics of wealth.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it simplifies something the financial industry constantly tries to make incredibly confusing. Let's define this emphatically. An asset is something that quietly earns you money whether you're awake or asleep. Think rental properties, dividend stocks, businesses, royalties. I really need you to grasp this. An asset puts money into your pocket, period. Every dollar you earn is either working for you or against you. There is absolutely no neutral ground here.
A liability, on the flip side, is something that drains your pocket the exact moment you own it. We're talking about the flashy cars, the newest gadgets, expensive clothes you bought on credit. Liabilities pull money out of your pocket. And this is the trap. Accumulating liabilities instead of assets is exactly what keeps millions of hardworking people stuck in the rat race. Before every single purchase, the wealthy always ask themselves, is this going to put money in my pocket or take it out?
I love this imagery. Treat every dollar like a soldier. When you get paid, imagine you're the general of a small army. Don't send your soldiers out just to be destroyed by spending them on liabilities. Send your dollars out to fight for you. Send them into the battlefield to capture assets so they can bring back even more soldiers to your camp. Which brings us to Section 4, your personal money machine, monetizing your skills. So how do we actually get more of those soldiers to begin with? Well, your most valuable asset isn't actually money, it's your ability to create value. Everyone has a skill the market will pay for. Let's walk through this step by step. First, identify your skill. Maybe it's teaching, writing, designing, coding, organizing. Second, package it up. Turn what you know into an ebook, a digital course, or a freelance service. Third, build your brand around it so people think of you first in your field. And fourth, create systems. You start with one client, sure, but you build systems that let you serve way more people without multiplying your workload. The very day your talent becomes a packaged product is the day your income stops depending solely on a corporate paycheck.
Let's move to Section 5, the rules of money, multiple streams of income.
Once you have that money machine humming, you need to employ the insider secrets used by the wealthy to protect their wealth. Relying on a single paycheck is like standing on one thin branch. Honestly, it doesn't matter how high up you are or how nice the view is. The moment that single branch snaps, a layoff, a company closure, a sudden health issue, everything falls. One income is simply way too close to none.
So how many branches do the wealthy actually stand on? 7. The average millionaire has at least 7 income streams. They understand that if one stream dries up to a trickle, the other 6 are right there to keep them completely afloat. And hey, you don't need a fortune to start. A side hustle, an index fund, a digital product, these are all brand new streams. Master one, then just add another.
To build these streams, you've got to adopt some new counterintuitive habits. The rich leverage debt strategically instead of fearing it. They invest to outpace inflation, knowing that just saving cash means it's literally losing value over time. They take calculated risks, and they utilize the tax advantages designed specifically for investors. You have been taught the old rules of money your whole life, and you have to learn these new ones just so you can actively break them. Ignorance of these rules is the most expensive liability you will ever carry.
And our final section, number 6, escaping the rat race, detaching income from time.
This brings our whole paradigm shift full circle to the ultimate goal. Look, if you trade hours for money, you are always going to run out of hours before you get rich. It's just a mathematical trap. The paycheck stops the exact moment the work stops. Your goal should never be to just work more hours. Your goal is to earn more with fewer hours, completely detaching your physical time from your financial gain.
So, the crucial point is this. Financial freedom is when your income continues whether you show up or not. When your assets and your money machines are generating cash flow while you sleep, while you travel, or while you just hang out with your family. That isn't just wealth, guys. That is the absolute ultimate measure of freedom. Wealth doesn't start with the size of your paycheck. It starts with the size of your vision. You are not chained to your past, and you're not chained to a lack of funds. You are only ever chained to the beliefs you refuse to change. The entire blueprint is right here. So I'm going to leave you with this question to answer for yourself. What beliefs will you change today? Because the exact moment you decide to change them, your journey to real financial freedom actually begins.